This is Hero's Journey with Dr. D, here to encourage, to inspire, to motivate, to educate, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. If you find any value in this content, I want you to go ahead, help me help you by clicking subscribe, give me a thumbs up, commenting and sharing and sharing and sharing. Because when you do that, you organically help me climb and help us make a better tomorrow, today. Again, I'd like to apologize to everybody for the technical difficulty that I currently had. I don't know what it was, the system, or is the moon, or is the sun and the stars. I don't know what happened, but we are back in action, back in living color, brown and tan in certain areas. All right, okay, journeymen, journeywomen. This is a hero's journey with Dr. D. And tonight, you know what it is. You would know what it is. Or do I need to give you a little more time to get back on? But if not, I can go back and edit the material. So let me see if anybody is contacting me. As far as let's go on with it. Let's go on with it. All right, tonight, you know what it is. You know what it is. Tonight is the night that we do a recap, a update, and a Q&A. What is the recap, the update, and the Q&A? You may ask. We do it every week. Do a recap, update, and Q&A, or preview update and Q&A. But what it is, we're doing one of the most recent video I did upload. And the upload is, well, to this month, I'm doing a consolidation. I'm trying to exhaust unforgiveness. And the video I put up earlier today is the root of bitterness. The root of bitterness. That's what I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Now, you may be asking, Dr. D, what is the root of bitterness? Well, bitterness has a root, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, previously I did a video pertaining to well, the overall cast of everything is unforgiveness, and unforgiveness have certain things that help increases toxicity to make it such a lethal weapon against one's well-being. And today, I did the video pertaining to bitterness being the third part of the stepping stone that I scoped as ways to a level of uh, toxicity, a toxic state of unforgiveness. Now, what I did, I explained more in depth about. I gave a couple of definitions in the summary today. I gave a definition of frustration, and I gave a definition of resentment, because these are the two things that proceed. They proceed bitterness, because when they cross over. What they do is that they lay the current foundation for the roots. You know, when you plant something, or when something is planted, whether it's planted for good or for bad, it usually has to have a soil, and so the roots can be embedded, and so the roots can grow. That case even goes with bitterness. Certain foundations are more supple for bitterness to grow. And bitterness, I use description and illustration of bitterness in the video pertaining to the roots that has certain girth, and they not only have girth, but they have expansion. They expand into other reaches of our being, but they get underneath the soil. Those are things that you cannot see. The roots actually are the things that keep you grounded, and they keep you kind of attached, so to speak. And that's what happens. Some people are attached to the roots of bitterness, which are consuming their, their inner self. And I explain in the video about um I explain about how the roots grow. They grow tall, but they grow deep. And it's that deepness that gets you. Because when the deepness gets you, what happens? That it expands and explores and it destroys inward, outwardly, inward, outwardly. So I talk about the roots of business because I believe that the root, well, as it grows in girth and height and strength, what it does, it densifies, but it densifies because it freezes. It freezes and becomes the weight that you hold. And when you hold that weight, understanding the weight is not to build your muscle. It pretty much it depletes your muscle because it's not the weight that you carry to strengthen yourself to go further. It's the weight that you carry that bends you over and keeps you depressed. But it's as odd as it may seem, people will generally choose that weight than to forgive. They think for some odd reason that holding that weight with them gives them some superpower. Think that they're part of phase 4 of Marvel, the Avengers. I mean MCU universe, but they're not. They're just depleting their time and their days. They're taking the precious energy, the energy they have to do what they need to do while they're still on this plane of existence. It's sad, but it's so true. Give up the weight. Do not allow something to calcify or to freeze. Because when things freeze, they get heavier. And why would you want to carry that weight with you when you just let it go? That's my 2 cents about it. I am really interested in seeing everybody else's 2 cents. Um, if my sound is good, please let me know in my chat section. I got the chat section up now, and so please, it will help me so much. So I know I don't have to repeat myself because sometimes I end up repeating myself because the sound is not good, and nobody seems to want to tell me. Ain't that sad? But so true. But so true. I thought I had more than just YouTube. I thought I had like 4 or 5. I do have up there. Okay, so all right. So tell me this. So that's my that is my yeah, that is my summary or my recap. And that's my recap. What's up there? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're going to the update. The update is that my next video or what I'll be doing, like I said earlier before I started the recap, I will be digging deeper into unforgiveness and a part of unforgiveness as I go into my fourth ladder in my 5 levels of my levels to get you to to get you to a toxic form of unforgiveness, which is nobody's goal, definitely not in this time of season. But my next phase, I'm talking about rage. And I explained in the video how uh, coming from a point of a bitterness, it melts and it steams and it becomes a boil. It becomes boiling up inside of you, and that's not good for anybody because nobody wants to burn from the inside out. Lord, we don't want to burn from the outside in, let alone the inside out. Talk about internal combustion for real, and we do, and people do it all the time, thinking they're doing harm to somebody else. Don't make no sense, does it? No sense at all. So my next video, I'll be talking about rage, how it affects your the state of healthy emotions and how it adds into the state of toxic unforgiveness. All right. So I get so that's my update. So I will be doing I put my chat out. I put the links for. I put the links. Let me put the link in the chat section. Look in the chat section for the come on. All right, so we got so I got two links. So the first link misses you got the links to come on so you can come in the back room, and we're about to open up the Q&A and discuss bitterness. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. All right, let me know you're ready. I'm about to put some music on. Um, if I can find it, if I can find it, hey, dum 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 dum. All right, here we go. Here we go. I don't like that. You know what I like. You know what I like. You know what I like. All right, people. Talk to me. Give me something in the chat. So let me know somebody's here and that you're active, you're living. And so let me know if you're coming on so I can bring you onto the front page. Oh my. Mm, mm, mm. Is the link working? My feet. Mm. Dun, 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 dun. All right. I got a couple more minutes. To my feet. All right, check this out, you all. Um, like I said, next week I'm doing rage. Talk about rage. Uh, in opposition to anger. I'm gonna do differentiation. I'm gonna explain some things about rage and anger and the difference between those two and how one affects. Um, this should be interesting. I did a little research earlier this week about it, and like I said, told Tito last week I was gonna dig a little deeper. So, so this is one part of me digging deeper. Next week I dig in more deeper. Now I got another one. I got some more information to lead us to the new year, and so we don't have to be in a state of unforgiveness or resentful or things that lead us to unforgiveness. All right, somebody on Twitch came on. I can hear you. All right. What's up, Renee?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
All right. Did you, by any chance, see the video?
You must be talking about a different video then. Did you post a latest video?
The latest video, Root of Bitterness, about 8 minutes.
Oh no, I didn't even see. I looked on your page too. Let me see. Can you see me?
Yeah, I see you perfectly. Yeah.
Let me see. Oh yeah. No, when I clicked on that, it didn't give me a video. It gave me. Oh, I see. It's a different video. Oh, okay, I see now.
I got a different thumbnail altogether.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh, I didn't see that video. The other video I saw said root of business, but it's what took me to the live. But then when you scroll down, you see the other one. Okay,
Okay. Tito, did you
okay.
see? So, Tito, did you see it? So, Tito, are you coming on?
I don't see Tito if he is on.
Look at the chat.
I actually can't see the chats. Oh wait, on the YouTube video probably.
Yeah, it should be on YouTube.
Oh, I see on the YouTube you can see it. Let me see.
Oh, so he's coming. I guess he's coming on. His daughter must be messing with him. Um, Tito's coming on. Spellmint, you coming on? Spellmint.
Who Spellmans?
I don't know. Somebody came. Somebody's watching on Twitch. Spellman, did you, by any chance, were you able to see the video, the previous video? Just go on the YouTube channel, you'll see it.
This is adrenaline dream.
He said, see what Tito did? Tito said,
What?
he said, I'm not coming on tonight, I'm doing a field.
He's doing a film.
Okay, briefly, I talked about
Talk about root
last,
of business and how it
it,
can affect your health, emotions.
right, and I stated that I use I use the illustrations on the video. They use I talk about the root of bitterness, and I use the illustrations on the video using the iceberg as far as a block of ice, and the weight it has. This weight's kind of unbearable. To be so massive, you think it's be effective. It'd be doing something for you, but if you're holding an iceberg, you're not going you're not going nowhere. It kind of shows more your instability versus your stability. You just got a whole bunch of weight with you, and I use that and I talk about the roots. The roots are that dig deeper and they span more real estate than needs to be. And in essence, the root don't even need to be there. But since a lot of times we keep a root and then it digs deeper. Sometimes things dig deeper. It's difficult to find it. You said, what's the origin of your issue? What's the beginning of your issue? If you don't deal with it, what happens is that it digs so deep that you see an arm, you see a length of it, but you just don't know the beginning of it, and it becomes more self-evaluative, and to kind of process and dig up the origin. Because if you've been carrying it so long, you think it's natural. A lot of people carrying so much weight, they think it's natural to carry it with them, and if it goes away, they don't know what to do with themselves. Um,
Mm,
yeah, so I mean, I stopped there because next week I'm gonna talk about rage. I'm expound upon rage versus anger, and
mm,
because I did a video previously talking about anger being a secondary emotion, and anger gets a bad rap. It's that rage you don't want. Anger has a certain amount of control. Rage doesn't. You from New York, you know the move out my way, move out my way. What? Pull over now. I got something for you.
mm.
If people go half cocked off, and they get enraged because you're just in their way. You're not even the real reason. You just in the way. They just want to go off on something or somebody. They're not even processing the thought pattern out. They're not even thinking about it. They just reacting. I think a lot of times in our lives we spend more time reacting instead of responding. Even the word respond has a gentler flow to it. I had to respond to the allegation. I respond to how I was talked to. I mean, it kind of leads to you having to think about what you say before you say it. When a lot of people don't think about what they say or do, versus versus a woman, generally, I believe a feminine way of handling things would be more verbally aggressive, and the male's way of handling things in general, biologically, would be more physical. If both genders would just think about how they respond before they react, then it'd be a better society, I believe. What you think?
Hmm. So how does a person know when they have bitterness?
What's it when they have handcuffs and the orange suits?
Yeah, you said once they once they go to jail for like, but
And what's
like,
what's the question again?
how does a person know that they have bitterness? Good.
Some I I think sometimes people don't. They use this. This is the way I am. I've always been this way. This is me keeping it real.
Mm,
And
okay.
if you've been doing something for 20 years, you kind of take on a personality trait. You take ownership to the flaw as your perfect imperfection. Oh, the Marines came on. Hooah! Let's see. Let's see.
Hoorah.
Oh,
Hoorah, not
hoorah!
hooah.
Oh,
We're not the army.
oh, you got a little color to you tonight. Usually you gotta pair, you gotta oxy it out.
I got the lights down low. Down low. I'm just chilling.
Oh,
I wasn't on come on, I was just on type tonight.
okay.
Um but it was but I was like, hold on. My when typing and chatting it's not seen like right away. So to me it's kind of like the responses and then Renee can't see what I'm saying and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, let me come on, show my beautiful face, get an audience something pretty to look at, you know.
Well, I
We,
have wallpaper in the background.
well, we appreciate your sacrifice.
God, God will truly bless you.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about the questioning of how of bitterness. How do you know your bitterness? It's not always the orange jumpsuit. I think sometimes we, if some, what the world is that? Okay,
What is
well
what?
we did our thing last couple of weeks ago, last week.
Wait,
So
I missed it. What just happened?
Yeah, eyes need to be open.
My eyes are open. I didn't see anything.
You keep on
nah,
saying that.
that THC kicking in. But anywho, as I was saying, did you catch that, Renee?
Oh, he's got something in his hand. We got a bottle in his hand.
You can't see that.
No, I can't, because it cuts off by. All I can see is the top of Byron's head. All I can see is like here up.
Yeah, some.
So I just see
All right,
three
good night, man.
small screens. I only see 3 small schemes.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
Shut my office door. Okay. See. Yeah, sorry about that. My
Oh,
baby
I
girl is
see.
running in here.
Byron's drinking something.
Do
But you
you
were saying
look,
about
look,
the
look?
root of
Don't you
business?
see? He trying to show us
Now,
what's being the
now I
coffee
see
cup.
it. Yeah. Oh, that's just Perrier.
Mhm.
it do like Perrier.
It's like bottled water.
No, actually,
Okay,
Nah,
but you were saying about the bitterness.
it's ginger beer.
ginger beer.
Okay,
Okay.
ginger beer
Uh,
from Jamaica.
Sometimes I think you can tell if you at a bitter state. It's not always you don't kind of give you a hint is that when that person say something or do something, you go from 0 to 60 to 100. You know what I mean? It other than you kind of listening to what they're saying, their voice, the mention of their name, kind of like get your blood pressure going and you kind of feel some kind of way. They can be trying to say something good to you, but you're not listening at this point because you got so much resentment that they're you or their the sound of their voice kind of like grit your teeth and grit your teeth rather and stuff like that. I think that's a sign too.
Okay. Okay.
When you grit your teeth and yeah, but some people don't. Like I told I said it before. I think when you talk about two sides of the spectrum, you have a person who's introvert versus person who's extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, the introverts will just
Yeah. See, that's me. I'm an introvert. Usually kind of like, okay, you can be like, and I'm not even really listen to what you're saying. I'm just saying, okay, for you can get up my face, and I don't have
right.
to deal with you.
But I think it'd be. I think with that, even that comes a certain level of balance, because the introvert you can take so much.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have a we like a bottle of like a bottle of champagne or something. Once that we take so much pressure, you take that little wire off, then you shake it a little bit and you
Yeah.
start pushing that thumb. It
Right.
don't take much pressure and that top pops, and when you hit it, it's like pop, and then it's all spewing out. And,
Right.
and that can
Whoever's
be
in the
bad
way.
because now you just letting whoever have it, and it in that situation may not even deserve that level of a response.
Right. Yeah, whoever's in the way gets it.
Yeah,
Johnny may have did it, but Joe gonna get it.
right.
Yeah. So it's I think it, and that's why it takes we spend more time on what happens outside, and we spend very little time taking care of internal. I was talking to my son tonight, and I was telling him, I said, listen, he had a situation where he didn't feel. I came in and he was one thing happened, and then his eye was hurting, and then something else was happening, and then my wife asked him, was it one of those things, or was it all of the above? He said, "Is it?" First, he said, "I don't know what it is," and then he said, "It's possibly can be all of the above." But the thing is, he really didn't know, because sometimes we have things that's happening to us, but we don't take time to evaluate what it is and what is it connecting to. So we did a practice. Well, I tell him, listen, man. I said, I do it. He said, Daddy does this. Here. You remember we did a practice where write stuff down, you journal it, get it out your head, because when you get out your head, you can evaluate what's
Hmm.
going on. It's just that when I did this, I said, if you leave the door open, people gonna come in your house, and they stay for a while, you're gonna think they belong there.
Hmm.
They're gonna sit down and say, "Oh yeah, yeah," and you going, "Oh, you still here? Oh, they they set up base at your house, and they've been there so long, you think that they belong. And those are the thoughts that are not supposed to be there. Then it's not, if it's not honest, I tell them, listen, if it's not honest, it's not pure, it's not lovely, it's not a good rapport, if there's not any virtue or any praise in that thought, we don't need to think on them. And see, that should be, I said, that's your litmus test to what needs to reside in your mind. Because if it's not benefit you in any of those areas, then somebody's trying to, they're trying to sit, you know, just because the thought comes in doesn't mean we need to get the bed sheets out and make resonance for it. But so we so inundated with so much, it hits us in repetition so much that we kind of think it's, oh, that's a thought. That must be my thought. It got to be my thought because I keep hearing it all the time, so it got to be me. But your litmus is that, is it pure? Is it honest? Is it lovely? Is it a good report? Is it virtuous? If it's not those things, you can count it out. All I have to say that it's so much stuff happening, and we spend so little time with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
No, we spend time looking at television and listening to music, but can you spend time with your thoughts? A lot of times people say busy so they don't have to be about it. So they have to be with their thoughts because the thoughts are scary. Now I say, listen, man, to think is harder than to play football, basketball, any sport.
Mm-hmm.
That's why little people do it. Not many people do it. They let others think for them. Buy this, buy that. Look at this, look at that. You're a girl, even though you're a boy. I mean, they let other people think for them instead of
I
thinking for
think that's the
themselves.
problem with the world today is too many people think for you. Well, is that they didn't got used to people thinking for them when a person have their own opinion. It's a problem.
Yeah, people do what you allow them to do to you.
Yeah.
They do. If you allow them to do it, they'll keep on doing it. It's like pushing an envelope. Keep pushing it, it becomes okay, and then it becomes your norm. It wasn't your norm. That's what we call herd mentality, herd behavior. One person does it. One person walks on the Capitol. Everybody else start walking. They said we
Yeah.
just marching. And then one person step foot in the Capitol. We step foot in the Capitol. We just walking. One person hit somebody. We hit somebody. We just defending.
Yeah.
Yeah, because ain't that the if everybody doing it? Can't be wrong, right?
That's what they think. It's
Because one
kind of
person,
like how
yeah,
a riot start. They can be a protest, and then next day, somebody break a window and do something, climb in and grab merchandise. Next day, you got everybody grabbing merchandise, and it went from the whole meaning of what's supposed to be went out the window because of what's going to get focused on is the bad thing, but the people that's doing it at the time is not thinking that, hey, I'm doing anything wrong. He did it, she did it, but who's who's the leader in this? Who's going to stand up and say, hey, this is not right? Somebody need to take the stand. But it seems like today's society is the people that stand up and say what's right
that's wrong.
seem to get crucified for standing up for what they believe is right versus following the herd mentality, because it's a shame you to get crucified for what is correct, what is right, because because the truth in some areas, well, it can it can offend people, and sometimes like the old saying, the truth hurts sometimes. Even when I have to hear the truth myself, sometimes I may not like that truth,
Right.
but I have to deal with that truth because that truth is a reality. I can't be like, well, I didn't like that. That's not my ideal situation. So I don't like that. So let me erase that and push that out the window and make my own truth, make my own reality.
Right. It's two sides of the coin. Two sides of the coin, but people want the coin. All the coins look the way they want to look. It's I think it's easier to say one thing. I think a lot of people are looking to follow somebody because they don't feel like thinking. They on television. Everybody listen to them. They got a million followers, so they got to know what they're talking about. So I'm gonna follow him
Uh,
instead of think for
yeah,
myself.
and that's a that's a misconception. Just because you got the followers, that's just like saying everybody that make it famous or now, whatever they say, that's what it is. And what if they have a screwed up agenda? Um, what if um, just because I put it like this, just because you have fame, you have money, doesn't mean that everything that you say is right.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Now, what you think?
Yeah, I think that's kind of a cultural thing now, um, where we put a lot on. If someone's very successful in one area, um, we think that ought to makes them qualified to speak on other areas. Or like Thomas Sowell said, um, just because you're an expert in one area does not mean you qualify in another area. You have to, it's best to stay in your lane. So yeah, I agree with Tito how we do put a lot of um, influence into celebrities for some reason, um, and people don't think critically and don't do research for themselves, so
Hmm.
they just go along with what's being said or promoted.
Yeah, and that's the times we live it in. If someone said enough, you hear that rumor enough, it becomes true.
Yeah, the best role models for children are their parents, not celebrities and stars and actors and all that. Parents are supposed to be role
Don't say
models
that
to
too.
their children, not
It's supposed to be. You're right.
yeah, well, yeah, supposed to be, yeah, not LeBron James. Parents.
What? Not Michael Jordan.
No, no,
Yeah.
Mm.
parents.
Yeah, I think if the what happens is if what's that to go back to bitterness. If people gonna hold a lot of lots of generational, it's like you said, it's cultural, and some people they'll hold it, and I don't see the benefit in it. Now I've tried to before. I feel the weight of it of holding something, and I don't like it. It changes you. So I don't like that weight. And but I think some people seen Big Mama do it, Big Daddy they did it, and they hold stuff, and we just don't deal with the Hatfields or the McCoys. You know, they hold and they hate that person because the other person hate that person. And but how long did that feud go on? About what, three generations, three generations? Hatfield and McCoys.
I know it was a long time.
I
Yeah,
know of
man.
it, but I didn't track it like that. I know what you're talking about, but I
They had a
don't know
mini
the
series about it.
details. They had a series. It was that serious.
They had a mini series about it. You know, I don't think the any Hatfields got the any dividends, residuals. I don't think he had the residuals from the movie. I think it was dealing with. boy and a girl getting married or something.
What, from two different families?
Yeah, I forgot. I
I,
forgot the
I hope so, Renee. That's where usually that's
Well,
how
no,
it usually happens.
West
I
Virginia.
meant like one was a Hatfield and one was a McCoy. That's what I was trying to say. One is a Hatfield and one is a McCoy.
What's the saying where you from, Renee? Why go across the street when you can go across the aisle, Renee? With that statement you just
No,
Dude,
the Hatfields and the McCoys.
I never heard that one. Why go across the street when you can go across the hall?
Hey, so hopefully they are from two different families.
Yeah, well, were they from the Hatfield? But that's what I meant. Was one a Hatfield and one a McCoy?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I think it's a disagreement. Then word got back, and then one thing led to
that's like
another.
Romeo and Juliet.
I thought they killed themselves.
Yeah, but weren't they? That was the theme of that. They were from two different families that were warring or something.
I don't know. I don't know. My my
Romeo and Juliet trivia
it's
is
a little
limited.
shot. Yeah, right now. I
Go
haven't
back
played
to
it.
your art degree when you was doing theater in college there, Dr. D.
I was doing theater in college. That was my commercial. I was high school.
Okay.
Yeah,
You did you did commercials in high school?
I went to career academy, vocational high school, and I majored in commercial art.
Oh, I never knew that. Wow. Commercial art. Oh, and commercial art like what? Advertising?
Yeah, but we drew
Oh, wow.
oils,
Ah,
acrylics, watercolors. We did yeah, copies. I got a couple of artwork that I did Ricky Henderson. I did a baseball. We had to create a soda, like a pop, and I created one. And my slogan was "Quench water, just don't do it." That water Quench was the name of my pop, my soda.
Mm.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and then we made like yeah, we made a whole bunch of stuff, but we painted, we watercolor, oils, acrylics, and the competitions. Yes, we did like first 4 hours of the day.
Wow. Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
that's why James would come to me and ask me how does it look.
Ah,
And when
okay.
he's working on stuff, we have a friend that's an artist. He went to school for art shooting,
Hmm.
and he still draws. Um, but I noticed that some of the stuff is his perspective is off, his alignment is off, and he'd come and ask me about certain things. And I can, even though I don't do it actively as he does it, I can correct him.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, but I
Wow,
didn't
I
do
didn't
any.
know that.
I didn't do any play productions. Yeah. If you can, I didn't
I
do
think
any.
Renee fell off.
Yeah.
Huh? No.
Uh,
I was no, I was
Again,
drinking a bottle I was taking a bottle of water.
no, you're supposed to be taking quench
Quench.
because
because water just
water
don't
don't do
do it.
He didn't put it on Shark Tank. It's not readily available.
Well, I that was a good one.
Not product is not out there yet.
It's on Shopify. How about that? It's on Shopify.
No,
Shopify. Yeah, I thought you knew that. Well, I don't push it.
I don't remember. Maybe I did at one time, but I didn't remember it. Okay. All right, cool. Okay.
Yeah, at one time. At one
But
time.
isn't that's related? Isn't that what advertising is about? Is I think
It's
you're
cool.
right. Some people don't want the responsibility of thinking, so they just follow. You know,
Hmm.
Yeah,
responsibility of making decisions, so they just follow. Isn't
I
that what
think
advertisers do? They manipulate you into,
They think about the
well,
bottom line. They follow everybody so you can buy. That's true. And I think
mm,
that's why, for most part, I think that's why a lot of people like to be on a team with a winner.
mm,
Because if they select, then when they're gonna win. There's some people, winners like to be on other team with winners because they want to know, are you gonna work just as hard as I am? But some people have talent, but they're lazy,
Yeah.
and so they just count on the leadership of the winner. Because the
uh,
winner says, "I'll play two or three positions to win." Yeah, they count on that because it makes it easier for them. I can understand that. It make it easier not to think all the time. Thinking is hard.
Yeah,
yeah.
it could be.
Yeah,
Yeah, it can be because when you in charge, your decisions not only affect you, but it affects everyone that you're responsible for. So
right.
I can really see that, and sometimes people don't understand why you made the decisions that you make, but you make the decisions off the information that you have in your experience, and it may not make sense to the people under you because they don't have the same information or they don't have the same experience. That's kind of like when you um, when you get married, you and your spouse, y'all move into a home. Y'all can both can have the same upraised and grew up in the same areas, but but y'all house is not the same. Parents are not the same, so you're gonna have some differences when you come in, and you like, well, it was all gravy, and then you find out there's certain little things that and it goes both ways, that you may get on her nerves, she may get on your nerves with certain things, and you have to refine it and take some time, and iron sharpen iron, y'all rub together, and
Yeah, that's
like I
true.
told my daughter and her husband, they got married. You're gonna rub together, and eventually it's gonna fit. Y'all gonna make that puzzle fit, but it takes time, and the only way is to rub each other to fit. Everything is not gonna be honeymoon the whole time, but you're gonna have your moments. But that's how you get stronger and work together. You really intertwine as one. So I, I I can understand that from the leadership aspect. You being out there, you taking charge, and you gotta make these decisions, knowing that everyone may not agree with what you just said. And now, if you got some people that can be very boisterous, and they they speak out, and it's like they're trying to challenge your authority or your position at that time, and you have to address them issues, and that can be conflict. Yeah, I remember when I took a class how to deal with difficult people, you know, and I was like, man, sometimes I'm the difficult person. So so is it can be challenging. It can be challenging, and I just see how that all that just ties back into being bitter, because if you're not understanding what your leaders are doing, it can cause you to be bitter about things, especially when it's not being explained to you. And sometimes people don't have time to explain. As parents, we don't always tell have time to explain to our kids why we said no about something.
Right.
At that point, they might just think we're being mean, so they walk away upset, not knowing that you told them no for a legitimate reason, and that reason has to do with protecting them or keeping them, or something to that. It can be something to that extent. I remember
Yeah.
when my sons were teenagers. I I used to always have to tell them, hey, as a parent, sometimes My job is to protect you from you. It's not always somebody else, but I had to tell you no on some things because, like, what's the plan? What are you? Just asking these questions, inquiring, they thinking I'm trying to keep them from going to hang out with their friends or stop them from going to this party, and they kind of get upset. But it wasn't trying to keep them from going to the party or things like that, or keep them from having fun. It was about, hey, you couldn't give me solid answers on the questions of where's the party, are the parents going to be there, and stuff like that. And if you keep telling them no enough, they get bitter, they get angry. Sometimes they say, hey, I'm going over here, and they really somewhere else. So it's this world. Sometimes we just don't understand. I can even flashback as going back and talk to my dad, because I used to think that with my dad, like he always saying, always all this, but now I appreciate them no's or
Right.
the denials.
Mm.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have a better right.
you've matured, you've grown. Yeah, a lot of people come to that. When you're younger, then you get older and you realize, oh man, you know, you were right. My
Mm-hmm.
parents were right. That happens to a lot of people. They mature and they grow.
Yeah.
But at the time we told no, we are bitter.
I think you're frustrated. I think you can. I think you can stay at frustrated. You can stay at frustration, and you can go to bitterness, but you can stay at frustration. Man, I wish he changed his mind. Da da da. I get it. Don't like it. I still get it. No, I know I should have snuck and did it because I think is more so that we know what's wrong and what's right. We still, well, I'm gonna do right, but other people won't do right. My father never let us spend the night over anybody's house.
Hmm.
I said, man, why? Frustrated, always frustrated. The only person he let us spend the night over their house is my uncle Willie, who's my and and Uncle Willie stayed in the projects.
Wow.
The ones you see on Good Time, Robert Taylor
Wow.
homes,
Mm-hmm.
28 in 27 stories, urine in the hallways, asphalt jungle, all the stuff you see on Taylor, yeah. But his apartment was nice. It's just everything else like Good Times. Um, but that's the only place he trusted us to be. Not because he trusted the environment, not because he thought it was safer, but because he knew my uncle. He trusted him.
Wow.
But I knew another friend I went to school with. Can I spend the night at his house, or any of my aunts and uncles, others, my other aunts and uncles. Now my father had 9 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
He
And
was going to
only
spend.
Uncle Willie qualifies, huh?
And Uncle Willie wasn't even his brother. That was his first cousin,
Wow.
and cuss like a sailor. But everybody else, I mean, he said, no, 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 y'all need to be back home. No, you're not spending the night over there. Why can't we spend the night over there? No, 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 no. And now, when I got older, I have a great appreciation. I understand. Now, some on drugs, some dead, some ain't found their way. Just the lack of structure of some of them,
Yeah.
and some are doing good. Some doing good, but some are gone. I can't talk to them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And just you a kid, you want a whole bunch of freedom. You want, but you don't need it.
Mhm.
I had one client that I think I told you before. Had one client whose mother was her step her grandmother is a step grandmother. She's like 15 years old. Step grandmother and her came. I did assessment with them, and the step grandmother had another daughter around the same age. This girl's 15, daughter's 16. Never had this happen before. The daughter said, he said, my she said, with my sister, with her other daughter, with her daughter, she get on her. I mean, she got curfew. She she go when she don't do this, she don't do that. She disciplines, she reprimands them, but she don't do that to me. She said she treat me more like a friend. She didn't like that. She's like, and the stepmother's like, the step grandmother's like, I didn't know she felt that way. She's like, yes, and she's like, if she cared enough about me, she'd discipline me. If she cared enough about me, she'd protect me from myself.
Mm-hmm.
And and the step grandmother was, because she thought since she was adopted, what have you, that she would be easy on her. But that means you're showing difference.
Yeah, yeah, that's understandable.
And she's like, and she was just outdone. I thought I was doing right by being nice to her. She said, no, you showing that you don't love me.
Mm-hmm.
And love chastens.
Mm.
It keeps straight. It helps me to it loves protect me from myself.
Yeah,
You know. And but we think because we want something when we want it. That's love. No. And a lot of things that we think we want, think we deserve, we don't put a litmus test on pure, honest, good rapport, lovely. We don't put a litmus test. We don't gauge it. We just want what
Mm.
we want when we want it. And probably because we saw a lot of movies. And probably because we heard some music. And probably because Mr. Jones got there and we want one too. You know,
Mhm.
who knows? Unless you take
I
time.
think it's human nature. It's the fault because even the Bible says, I believe it says, like the grave or like the fiery flame, the eyes of man are never satisfied. So there's something in the state of fallen man. We have the propensity to always want more and more and more. You know, it's never enough. It's it's the distorted nature of man.
What could it, it couldn't just be it could be distorted nature, but isn't it's not that isn't more so that society is distorted and man has fell prey to the distortion.
Well, I think it's the other way. I think society is distorted because man is distorted. Because remember, societies are made of men. I think I think the fallen nature of man is the root of the problem.
you know what?
Because societies and cultures are built by people, and those people are flawed.
And that kind of go back to what was said, what Dr. D said about no one wants to lead, and they see someone else, they got followers, and they may not be an expert, and you go by what they say, what they think, other than going by morals and values.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, just think about when we was growing up, just simple things like homosexuals. You really didn't see it out in the open like you see now. Most time, it was viewed more as shameful. They would be more in the closet with it, and now it's out front. It's in the open. You see it on TV. You see it. You just see it everywhere.
Right.
And so when you and then when you think about even like I even think about prayer in school. I remember praying in school growing up. Then eventually it it went away, and now we have
Guns.
it. Yeah, we have guns. We have all this other stuff that's going on. So do we? Is it? I think it just really come back to, are the right people doing trying to influence for the right reason, or we just are people just being, oh, I'm the yes man and whatever. I take like politicians. I'm gonna say what you want to hear while I'm over here speaking in this group. When I go over here to this group, I'm gonna say what they want to hear,
Right.
and it can be contradicting to what I just said to the group, the first group I spoke to. I think that's where we at in when it comes to society, and no one really 12,000 people like this, so this is good. It's fine. It may not. Think about all these stupid challenges. Tide Pod challenge, the crate challenge, just different stuff like that. You like, okay, really, I'm gonna eat a Tide Pod,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna try to run up these crates and then run back down the other side, and they're not tied down, or like the cinnamon challenge. Just all these little crazy challenges that came because enough people seen it, then they try it.
Right. Be yeah. Can you be your own captain? Can you be can you lead yourself? If you can't lead yourself, you can't lead a family.
That's true. That's
And but
true.
it really takes a lot of work to lead yourself.
Yeah, it do.
Yeah. Even when you lead a family, then you have to reevaluate. Mm, is it the right move? A lot of times you still make the move, but then you learn as you do. You don't stay and wait till you get the complete download. You just learn as you do. You study, show yourself approved. You study to become a better version of yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's yeah, so I mean, like, yeah, what you said earlier, I think is men in general, but if you look at generalities, yeah, that's it's too broad.
Hmm.
Are you gonna live a general life or you live a specific life?
Right.
See, what's your goal? What's your purpose? If not,
Hmm.
time is gonna keep time gonna move, and then you're gonna be another person in the grave.
Right.
And life didn't get what it meant to get out of you
Right.
because you got complacent.
Yeah. It's forever changing. It's forever, and with the different generations, is gonna be it's gonna be different, because I think the values, a lot of over time, a lot of the old school values that stood slowly got filtered out by each generation, because each generation get a little looser
Right.
on what's going on, and what is morally correct and incorrect. And I think we just come to a point of, like you said before, of seeing it enough that, hey, it's okay. Anything is okay. We have seen it enough. It's okay. We have heard this enough. It's okay, and it's not really okay. We just accepted it because we didn't heard it so many times.
So we got desensitized to it.
Right. Right.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's what Paul said. I knew their poets. He said, I knew mine, but I knew their poets. So and that's where the work really lies, is knowing and being able to defend what you stand for. A lot of
Right.
times we just live because grandma, somebody else lived, but can you stand flat foot and defend it? I mean, can you uh use peer review articles? Can you logically debate it? Do you know enough about it? Or do you care to know? A lot of times we just don't care. No, we feel like we don't have enough time to study it, to show ourselves approved, so we can be a workman need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, and and not just the Bible, it's dividing truth
Mm-hmm.
and being a student of what we believe in. And but are we a student? But it's work, and you got to think about it. You got to process stuff. I kind of think it's a sad epitaph. It's like you get halfway through your life, and say, "Oh snap, that wasn't true." But you was able to read for the last 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
You just read that currently something that you didn't know, or well, the truth of that, you didn't care not to know.
Yeah.
It like what the guy said in the Matrix, ignorance is bliss.
And that is true. It is
Yeah.
bliss
Even.
sometimes.
Yeah. We must study. We must learn, and I think what we learn the most is first of all we need to learn ourselves, who we are, what our likes and our dislikes,
Right,
and then we're able to navigate this world a little better. Because if we don't, if we don't like something, we know we don't like it. It's you know what I mean. It's not that I don't like it because everybody say
right,
this is not good or whatever, but I know I don't like it because I know who I am as a person.
right,
I'm against that, and
right,
I like this because, and I can stand for it because I I like it for a legitimate reason, not because Tupac and Biggie liked it, something like that,
baby.
or some actor on TV or whatever like it, or one of the famous ministers, TD Jakes or any other minister like it. That's the reason I'm like it. No, I need to like it because I like it,
Right,
not
right.
because someone else say it's okay for me to like it. No, I need to be me. And I think if we do that, I think the world will be it'll just be a little bit better
I
for
agree.
everyone, because you don't have to walk around being fake. You're able to say, no, I don't like that. And you say you don't like it, you state why you don't like it, and you keep it going. Because I find the most enlightening things is just sitting down having conversation, and someone say something to me and they come from a different point of view, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I never thought about it that way. And that just caused me to go dig and do even more research,
Right,
because now I
right,
want to know more.
right. I agree with that. Renee, you want to say any parting words?
I mean, no, I think you covered it nicely. Um, I think the antidote to the way you get to know yourself, I found the way you get to know yourself, the better way to get to know yourself, is by using the antidote. And we know this; other people don't know this because we're Christians. But the antidote is Christ. So the more you see Jesus, the greater revelation, the more you become like God, the more you get to know yourself, right? The more you get to know God, the more you get to know yourself. And then the more you become like God, and you become more peaceful with just being at peace with who you are. And you're right, in our society, a lot of people are not at peace with just being themselves. But it takes courage to be yourself, you know?
Yeah.
If you're a nerd, it takes courage to accept that, hey, I'm a nerd. You know, everybody wants to be a gangster, everybody wants to be,
Yeah.
a pimp
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It takes courage to say, no, I'm a geek. That's just what I am. I'm not cool. That takes courage and to understand, and it's okay. Everybody can't be Idris Elba. Somebody need to be Urkel, and being Urkel is okay. You know what I'm saying? But
You
like I
got
say, it
Laura.
takes. Say again.
You got Laura in the end,
Yeah, but I don't know if that was necessarily a good thing.
and went to the moon.
I don't know if it's a good thing for you to be a simp and a beta male the entire series, and then at the end, after all that begging and groveling, you get Laura. I just think that was too high a price to pay. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, so I think that's it takes courage to be yourself. So I think the idea for Christians is you be the Holy Spirit helps you to be at peace with yourself while He's making you more like Jesus. So you don't want to stay yourself. No, you want to become more and more like Christ. But in the meantime, He helps you to be at peace with being who you are. So if you're a nerd, you're a nerd. If you're a geek, if you're a geek. If you're an extrovert, you're not trying to be quiet. If you're more of a quiet person, you're okay with it, and you're not trying to be an extrovert. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the key answer to
Yeah,
it.
I think that's the key. Whoever you are, um, nerd, geek, if whatever, if any and whatever, you should first know you and
Right.
be you. And
Oh,
it's hard. I mean, it's easy for you to explain you if you know you. But if you can't explain why you are doing what you're doing, maybe you don't know you as well as you think you know yourself.
You need to know the why.
Uh-huh.
The why.
Exactly.
The why.
Exactly. I think for myself personally, I think me getting to know myself helped me a lot. And I still got a lot of myself that I still need to know. That I'm still, finding out even more things about myself. And me and myself and we've been together for a while now, at least 30 years. You know what I'm
yeah, y'all been
Me,
together like
myself,
what,
and I.
60 years now?
saying?
Me,
Hey,
No,
myself, and
yo, at least 30. So with that being said,
yeah.
it's a continuous learning process. And I think that's part of the growth that we kind of like all kind of agreed upon of as we got older, we start to understand some of the things that our parents was saying to us and teaching us without saying, "Hey, this is what it is," without saying it straight out. We realize it as adults, the importance of what they was doing and
Right.
them knows and the yays, the because as a child, we look at the world so innocent that we don't even think about that what we
Mhm,
see as an innocent as a child is something that can lead us down a wrong path.
mhm.
Right. Changing the paradigm. Changing the paradigm. All right, people. All that being said, uh, we're signing off. And I'm doing like I do. I'm digging deep and talk about rage next week. So
Mm.
we'll make sure that
Regular rage or rage against the machine?
no, know what you do. You know when you crash into cars and bust windshields, and you still carry that bat around.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Denial. Typical. 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 I bust the window in your car. um, yeah, I mean, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about rage and the differences between rage and anger, and how that plays a pivotal part in unforgiveness. I
Yeah,
think I think it's the furnace.
yeah. We all just
So
need understanding.
yes,
We can get understanding no matter who you are, race, color, sexuality, or all of that. We
yeah,
just kind of need an understanding, and once we get I think once we get understanding, I think then the respect part coming, and then it just get better. And we don't have to be bitter, and then we don't have to bust the windows out the car, Renee, and stuff like that. Don't have to be Joe Clark or anybody.
Right.
You don't have to be the angry black man. You can be the calm, collected black
and
man.
just stand by me. All right, people.
Unlock the doors.
Yeah, my my eyes starting to look like Renee's.
Well, mine is natural, so mine's a
And,
natural.
okay.
Is that Visine in your background? Oh,
Nope. I actually
Was
have
it,
very good vision. My eyes look closed, but actually I can see everything.
see
I
the
can see
haze of
all the way over
smoke?
here. No,
um,
no haze smoke.
uh,
It's
well,
clean air over here.
that might be because you're looking at everything like it's a target, like you're looking through a scope or something.
No, I just have small eyes. I was born this way. It's genetics. It keeps the wisdom and knowledge in. It keeps it from leaking out.
I bet you got excellent night vision.
Well, actually, well, yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sure, I gotta get some glasses.
Yeah, I need to get my stroke checked. It's been about a year. It's time for an annual.
Yeah, she has never tell me that my eyes is getting worse. Oh, because you getting
Uh,
old.
Mm.
Men are like
I'm
wine.
cut
We
that
get
part.
better with time.
Okay. Okay, that part. All right, people.
All right. Good night.
Good-
See you
10
gentlemen
4.
next week. We coming on next week? Or are you taking it off for Christmas?
When is Christmas anyway?
Christmas is that Saturday.
Oh no, we should be good next week. Yeah,
You sure?
10.
yeah, yeah. I got a topic.
You're not gonna have family over, no people, right?
From Chicago. I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't mean to say where you're from. Is that bad? You're not having anybody from Chicago over?
was that no?
Good. That's good because we want
No,
people coming here
I'm
robbing a
not
bunch of
ashamed.
people.
Was that?
We don't want a bunch of people coming here robbing and shooting people.
Ain't you? Ain't you from Red? Ain't you from Red Brick Projects in New York?
New York City has been heavily gentrified. It's actually a low crime major city.
And so was DC in January the 6th. But what that mean?
That's different. That was people fighting for their rights to party. New York City is a different animal.
He said fighting for their rights.
I think he was singing the Beastie Boy song. You
He
gotta
said,
fight for your rights to party.
That's right.
yeah,
Hey
yeah,
man, I shouldn't even be talking smack to you. You're from Chicago.
yes,
I apologize. I
but
don't
you
want any
tempt
trouble.
fate time and
I
time
apo-
again.
That's right. Are you right, man? I should be talking smack about people from Chicago, man. You know what? I apologize. I take back
Yeah,
everything I
Yep.
said.
you gonna be on that list. What's your rap name? What's your rap name?
My rap name is Small Eyes.
No,
Uh,
Laser Eye. My
I was
rap
about
name
to
is
say
Laser Eyes.
beanie,
Laser Eyes.
beanie eye, not beanie eye.
No, it ain't
Nigga,
no BD. That don't sound right. Small Eyes.
small eye.
Yes.
um,
10-4 people.
all right, I'm out. I'm about to. My eyes about to look like Renee, and I
See
got big
that?
eyes.
And I'm the
They
only one
got-
fully alert. You see that? See, at least
we
for
can't
me,
tell
I'm
if you're
fully
alert or
alert.
not. We just
Yeah,
have
See,
to go
that's
by
the
what
thing.
you
At
say.
least,
you know
at least you know that I'm
you know
fully
you know
alert.
you know in my substance abuse prevention class. That's what all the teenagers say. Dr. D, it helps me focus. It helps me.
What?
I
What?
le- yeah, I get extra alert. I really concentrate better.
Yeah, that's what they think.
That's what Tyrone Bigham said. Dave
Tyrone
Chappelle.
Bingham. Oh,
Dave
whoa.
Chappelle. Dave-
About to start some true Hollywood stories here.
that Dave Chappelle. Tyrone Biggins going to elementary school teaching kids about crack.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow.
Man,
All right.
you gonna make me pull out some old David Chappelle DVDs. I'm
Hey,
gonna have to go look in my garage.
You go. You do go Netflix.
I
oh, it
gotta do
is.
that too.
It's on
Oh,
Netflix.
wow. The whole thing, the whole,
Yeah,
all
cause
of them.
yeah, because the other guy he released it. The guy released. Yeah, Netflix. Yeah.
Hey, you like what you like the BET award? They trying to get a speech and you
Yeah.
start playing music go to commercial.
Yeah. They go to commercial. Pay the music and get increases. All right, y'all. I run out.
All right,
All right. Have a good night.
All
all
right.
right. Good night.
There.
All right.
Gentlemen and gentlewomen, thank you for participating in tonight's broadcast. I thank you. This is the Heroes Journey with Dr. D, here to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, to educate, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mind. How about you help me help you so we can help others by clicking subscribe, commenting, and sharing, and give me a thumbs up, because when you do that, you organically help me make a better tomorrow today by joining the community. And that's very much appreciated. And if you see, and if you look up to the left and right later on, you'll see a couple of my playlists done with emotions and purpose, and they're really good. And also, if you need any further attention, any more in depth, look down below, see my website at heroseeks.org, and check out the podcast, A Hero's Journey with Dr. D, the podcast.com. You will find more. I hit more than one podcast. You get Apple, Spotify, Google Cast, you name them, all the latest in the podcast, all the latest you'll be able to get on when I download the podcast. So that's appreciated. It is appreciated, everybody coming on and sharing with me. And please leave a comment and give me your 2 cents. Because maybe you get your 2 cents, we can make a nickel out of it. Comment about the material and the broadcast. It's appreciated. Everything you give vertical, make it your goal in life to always look forward and never look back. Life is too important to stay stuck in a rearview mirror when you have a big window in front of you. Don't look back, look forward, because life is important. I believe you're important. God knows you're important. So therefore, it is. This is a hero's journey, and this is Dr. D, and we are out. Hey, son. Peace. Next time, next time you get on with me, man. Next time you get on. Next time you get on. Man, glad to see that you was able to get on and see part of the broadcast. Peace. Hey people, don't forget, check out my what we have down below. Check the links down below and give you comments. That's appreciated. Helps the algorithm, helps me, lets me know I'm being appreciated, and I can comment as well, and we can increase um, the volume we increase the volume, and that's appreciated. So we can help heal individual emotional irregulation, one person at a time. One person at a time. So anybody come on right now? We just signing off. I cut the lights off. I got the music playing. I'm just doing a rant, just playing out the music because I like the beat and try to move my feet. Yes. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I'm tired too. It's a little sleepy. Eyes. Dun 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 dun.